In studio with us, he is the head coach, he's the general manager, he's running the show of the Albany Patroons, and back in the day he ran the show too. He'll tell you that. He was one of the main guys back in the late 80s, early 2000s when the Albany Patroons were the story, the headline, night in and night out. Derrick, good to see you. Welcome to Big Board Sports, my man.
Great to see you, Rodger, and thanks for having me.
And those were the glory days, weren't they?
Those were the glory days.
And you're trying to get back, bring the magic back. How do you feel about it right now?
Well, I'm feeling really good about it. We won our first game against Rochester down there on New Year's Eve, and that was a great win for us, for the fact that we only been together for 2 weeks and they've been together for 10 years. Gave us a lot of confidence. So we have to duplicate that effort come tomorrow night at the Armory.
Yeah, the raw. I mean, it's always like, all right, so how good is the product going to be on the court? So if you're coming out to watch the Patroons, what can you tell us about your team and the quality of basketball that they're going to see?
Well, it's going to be a great quality of basketball. We have a mixture of veteran players and some guys just coming out of college. We're a very entertaining team. We had guys like Smush Parker, who's been in the NBA for a while. Edwin Uvalis, who had a great opening night for us down in Rochester.
Is he going to play or is he hurt?
Well, his back is a little stiff right now, but so I think he'll be out for the next game or two. But we got some very exciting players. Hopefully we'll have Jamari Moon in uniform within the next few days. So we got some exciting stuff to look forward to.
And, Coach, I know a lot of people will ask, okay, we'll go to the Washington Avenue Armory, which now is a beautiful building inside. Right. What they've been able to do there is terrific. And I know you've already outlined this, but I have you tell our listeners here about parking, the situation to be able to find a parking spot, and then obviously get to the arena. Saturday night's going to be cold, but it sounds like they're not going to have to walk all that far.
Oh, no. One of the biggest issues in the past for the Armory was parking, so we definitely took care of that. We have about 1,000 spots allotted close proximity to the Armory. We'll have shuttle buses running around about an hour and a half before the game and probably an hour after the game. We'll have buses constantly running to the sites and back and forth to the Armory.
What does it seat right now?
I'd say
sold out, packed. What would it be?
I would say about 2,800 sold out.
Okay. All right. And what is there a buzz right now? What's the ticket sales going pretty well? We're going to give away. In fact, let's do that now. Let's take callers. What is it, Chris? 5, 7, and 9. How about that? Callers 5, 7, and 9. Brian Mariano is manning the phones here this morning. Our producer across the glass, and tell you how you can go and get your tickets. I think it's a will call deal for Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Patroon's home opener against Rochester. But yeah, what's the buzz in the air? Are you feeling anything right now?
I'm feeling it. I hope everyone else is too. Myself and my players are very excited, and there is an inner buzz right now. I don't know from on the outskirts how the tickets are moving. I don't know how fast they're moving because I haven't really looked into that part of it too much yet, but. I expect the buzz to be high, and I expect a lot of people to be there.
Not a lot of competition going on Saturday night either. There's nothing.
Right.
Sienna's not home.
Right.
Albany basketball on the road at New Hampshire. Right. I don't think it'll be a big night for high school basketball. Right. I mean, people know about the Albany Patroons. You should have the whole stage to yourself on Saturday night.
Yes, and that's not a coincidence. We try to plan our games around the Siena and Albany State and the high school games in the area. Because. We wouldn't want you to miss those games, but at the same time, we want you to come and see our brand of basketball. We're very entertaining, got a lot of great shooters from the outside, guys that can dunk the ball, and the crowd will be happy.
The head coach, Derrick Rowland, is in studio with us here. Coach, I wasn't here for the Patroons in the 80s. I was here for teams like the Legends, though, and I saw that brand of basketball. If people remember the Albany Legends and maybe not the Patroons, can you describe sort of what they would see from a Patroons basketball team, the style of play, maybe the pace of play, and just kind of how the league overall plays?
Well, I think the Legends was a good brand of basketball. We won the championship here, so we were probably the top team in the league.
And Lloyd Johnson was a member of the Legends, and you've got him on your team.
Lloyd
now, right?
Johnson, who's playing great right now. Also, DeAndre Thomas. He's my big guy. He's about 340 pounds, and he's a big guy that can really play. So I think it'll be a little higher level brand of basketball because of the experienced guys we got, like Smush Parker, and hopefully Jamario Moon will be here. So the level will probably be a little higher, but I think it'll be great.
Fast paced. That was high flying, fast paced. I mean, you didn't need a shot clock.
No, and we won't need one in this. We won't. No, we work on that every day. How fast we can get shots up. College and high school is a little different. You want to work the ball. We want to work it too, but we want to get up and down the floor and outscore our opponents and get stops at the same time. So it'll be exciting.
How big of an undertaking is this financially to keep this thing rolling? I mean, it always comes down to money, and that always drives the bus here. Mm-hmm. Are you pretty solid foundation financially with this team?
Well, as of this point, we are, but as you know, it's going to take a little bit from everyone in the community, the city, the county, and the fans to make this work. Sponsorships are going pretty well right now, but you got to get butts in the stands, and people got to come out to watch it in order for it to survive. To get to this point took a yeoman's effort. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know the value of what the Albany Patroons means to the city, in the county of Albany. So basketball is one thing, but we have a great plan to facilitate and reach out to the community, to the schools, the hospitals, all the other institutions that we think that we can bring some happiness to and give hope and make a better way for them. So that's our main plan. We're going to win and we're going to lose some games. But for me, the benefits of sport in the city, like with me and personally, I have 5 children. They all played basketball. They all been around it. They all had a chance to watch it. And that's just a great tool when you're growing up. And we need that here. So we're doing everything. I've dedicated my life to this for many, many years, and we're here again. And hopefully, we're here to stay.
And the name has to help. Like all the Arena Football League talk we've done, Raj, is, if they could just bring back the name, the Firebirds, it would be easy for people to jump on board. I have to imagine, because it isn't the Legends, I don't think people really identified with the Albany, but the Patroons has a name that kicks up some nostalgia, right?
I mean, as soon as this announcement was made, people would see me walking down the street, in the malls, in the grocery store. People from all walks of life would come up to me and say, hey, you're the coach of the Patroons, and blase, blase. So it's the name meant a lot. The name is historical. It was part of the fiber here in Albany. A lot of people grew up watching the Albany Patroons, and I know how beneficial it was to me and my family and some of the kids, and not to mention the great players and the great coaches that started their careers here. It was an amazing thing, and I don't know if we could ever get back to that level because it's a different time, but we can match the efforts in the community and as far as having fun, and we're really excited.
It's a basketball community. I don't think there's any doubt about that. So, in my opinion, if you put a quality product on the floor, and it's promoted properly, and then you people do know the Patroons, and you think the league is on solid foundation, right?
The league.
That's another thing. And how solid? One thing about the Arena League right now, we've got 4 teams, all right? So we got 4 teams going on here. I think that will change. But what about the foundation and this? Is it a solid league?
It is a solid league. The model makes a lot of sense. There's 8 teams in the league now, and there's already 4 waiting for next year, and it'll be as many as 16 next year. And 3 in Mexico. So teams are checking us out and getting in line. What has happened is with the NBA and the D League, they're all very close location. So all the other cities way out in the rural areas don't have anything right now because the NBA moved everything out. So there's a huge market for it, and it was very smart on the commissioner's part to take advantage of this. He's a former player of the Albany Patroons, by the way. David Magley, we played with him here. Now he runs the league, and he has a great business plan, and looks pretty solid.
Derrick, you mentioned how big of a win it was New Year's Eve at Rochester because that's a team that's been around for a long time playing with each other. So as a fan, right, like I always want to see the home team win, right? The team I'm rooting for. But the opponent coming in is important too. Like a lot of fans will buy tickets to a Celtics game just because LeBron's in town or just because Steph Curry's in town. So how good is this Rochester squad you're facing Saturday?
Well, they're professionals. They've had a lot of success. Anybody can have a bad night. I know they're big and they got a lot of athletes on the team. But I think they won the championship in the PBL the last 2 years, and they've been dominant in that league. I think we kind of shocked them a little bit. But here in Albany, we have a certain standard and a certain level. I took the CBA model and put it in this league, and so far, so good. It works. You have to have some veteran guys and some young guys that's going to do a lot of the dirty work, and it worked out for us. But I expect them to be really tough this weekend. And I expect it's going to be a rivalry all season long against the Rochester team.
So get out and support the Albany Patroons this weekend, folks. 7 o'clock game.
7 o'clock game tonight.
And then you're right back at it on Monday,
right
too.
Back up. We play Ohio on Monday. And just again for the parking, if you want to know where the lots are, you could go to our website at patroonsbasketball.com. There is a map, and it'll let you know everything you need to know. But I really hope everyone can make it out. It'll be a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing you there. Yeah,
no doubt, Derrick. You've done a phenomenal job, and you're one of the faces and fixtures in this market from back in those glory days. You never left here.
Never left here.
This is home. People love you, and I hope it works. I really, truly do, and I think the media will get behind it as well and support it in any way we can.
Thank you very much, Rodger.
Thank you, Derrick. Derrick Rowland, head coach, general manager, and the Magic hopefully is back starting on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. The Patroons at home against Rochester.